The short one today. It's been a massively busy week for all of us here, and behind the scenes, like Andy actually said in a meeting today, that today is possibly the biggest day that the Joke Community Project has had since we minted. So much has gone on. I'm not going to break all of that news because a lot of it's going to come out over the next couple of weeks. We had a meeting with, well, when you start having meetings with people that have an Oscar on their shelf, you know things are going to get pretty big pretty quick. And the technology that person was talking about, I'm not going to say who it is just yet, but that person does work for Warner Brothers, the NFL, Paramount, lots of big studios, and was involved in the development of the original Sims game, and is now building a massive metaverse, and a metaverse that a lot of people are going to get involved in, and a truly open metaverse. So on the basis of we're already working with the Infiniverse, I'm making an introduction between San Shepherd and I think it's fair to say we can mention the name, can't we, Andy?
I suppose people can research him. It's no big deal. I mean, we're in a very, very detailed conversation, and there will be some form of working relationship. There's no doubt about it.
Well, we're already in the process of producing a piece of content that will be groundbreaking, absolutely groundbreaking worldwide, and also won't take that long to produce. Will involve DOM JOLY'ed, and we'll talk more about Dom in a minute. Will involve DOM JOLY'ed coming and probably, hopefully, maybe breaking the states for him, because it's going to mean that a lot of very top entertainment execs see that content. While we've got Dave Arena on here, we should also take the opportunity for Dave to film a piece of content as well, Andy, and get 2 for 1, don't you think?
Yeah, we should. Dave, if you're available to have Simon and I are going to be busy the rest of the evening, but if you've got 10 minutes tomorrow, we really could do with a chat with you, because in a nutshell, the opportunity here for Joke is to not only dominate in the metaverse in terms of VR and augmented and the rest of it, but also in people's homes. This is massive, massive opportunity for us.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
We can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, obviously I'm all for that. I'll be driving all day tomorrow, so I will have an opportunity to, it'll just be via phone, but I could jump on anytime in the car.
I'll try and just give you a quick. Either Simon or I will give you a ring at some point.
Well, we might as well.
It'll literally take 5 minutes.
Andy, we might as well tell him now what we need. So we'll tell you in more detail, and it'll be good for the community to hear, because what we actually need is you full length in. That's not a euphemism. We need you full length on a green screen, and about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes of material. And the reason for that is, I'm not going to tell people exactly what it is, but if you imagine a hologram of you with delivering material, and it then comes out in a 3D fashion, like a hologram, but using mobile devices. And these guys have got a partnership with Apple, and they've tested this tech. The point is, and it's this without getting too technical, over the last 2 weeks there's been a massive change in the way mobile dev has happened, right? Up until now there's been something called OpenGL as the main language that talks to phones or devices, and it normally means that you haven't had access to the processing power of the device itself. That has changed 2 weeks ago when Apple introduced a new layer to their to their tech, and this has been then rolled out across all mobile devices. So WebGL, I don't know the exact, I'd have to look up the exact name for what they called it, but it's changed in the last 2 weeks, and it means that the vision that this person had, and this is somebody who has built games that have had 40 plus million users on them, and is a lifelong fan and massive fan of stand-up comedy. He has had this vision for 15 years to build what he's now talking about. We got introduced through Alec Stern, and Alec kindly made the introduction and didn't really have to pull any strings because the guy loves comedy so much. And he'd actually said to Alec in a private conversation, tell me a bit more about this joke project that you're involved in. I want to get involved. And lo and behold, we're now getting the opportunity, or offered the opportunity, to build something that's never been done before, with somebody who's massively passionate about it, with somebody who's also the leader in augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverses, right at the top of the tree, but will be able to put it in front of, like, you will not believe the level of people that will see this. Like, the exec level at Warner Brothers, etc. So making those couple of pieces of content is, one, a massive opportunity for the joke community. But Dave, if you're prepared to do this, and if Dom is going to do it, and we'll try and get both of you on there, the first pieces of content of that, and I would imagine quite a lot going forward, is going to be free for us, because as soon as these people see, like this guy was talking about, he's just done a deal with, I can't remember which NFL football team. Can you, Andy?
I can't remember which one it was.
But whichever one it was, the deal was $6.5 million, right? And that's an advertising sponsorship deal for a piece of content. Whereas if we're talking about putting comedy out, and bearing in mind this guy, there'll be a deal to be done. Like, he may well end up coming in as a major token holder, or and find him on these AMAs. But he said he's been looking for the ability to facilitate this type of content, and because we have all the connections and the ability to bring to bring it to the masses with the tokenization, so he's already built the in the ways that MetaMask can interact with phones and fiat currency. So that on-ramp is built, plus the ability to look into people's wallets and look at their NFTs, see what you hold. All of these things are already built by him, because he's seen the future. He's been working in this for 40 years, right? Not in exactly this.
It's even bigger than that, Simon, though. It's bigger than that as well, because the way he's built it out, and one of the things that Simon and I have always, because we come from a marketing advertising background, and we know where this is going with the metaverse and it joining back into Web2 in real life. The challenge that is that my vision is somebody sat in a joke comedy club or in their apartment watching a piece of comedy. The kids might go off to Sandbox to do something different and come back, and then you get together again with your friends and you watch another bit of comedy, or you go off and watch a music event and you order the Domino's pizza or whatever it is from within the game, and all these things can happen. And then it's all the tracking and the ability to see the numbers, see the tracking, see the ROI, see how it's affected your business. That's all doable now. So that means we can go to the world's biggest advertisers and go, this is what we're doing. This is how we can reach your audiences.
No, we won't need to.
And that is huge. It's from end to end, fully trackable and traceable. And because of that, it means we can fast forward that big media opportunity, which is where it will go, which is huge for us.
Yeah, but they'll be wanting to come to us, Andy, when they see this.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They will.
And this is, we're talking about doing things that have never been done before in product placement and interaction. So facilitating the ability to buy, something that's being talked about by a comedian in a piece of content there and then at a click of a button, without like walking. You know how Amazon charges people now with just one click? That's how this is going to go. And that is to be the people at the front of that in the metaverse, you cannot believe how good that'll be. Like how fast that'll go.
People's homes.
And
and in people's homes.
Yeah. It'll be like watching Netflix, and in the corner up pops Domino's pizza, and all you have to do to order the pepperoni one is just look at it, right? That's where this is going to go. And I know that's a way away, but the connections that we've made now, joining those people together, like Brian, who we met yesterday, with San, they'll get on like a house on fire. We're the ones that are facilitating these conversations, and yeah, shit's going to get real really quick. So,
but the ability for comedians to sell tickets to the shows, sell the books, merchandise, all of that stuff, it'll become seamless and fully trackable. And it's a little bit a way off in terms of it all coming together, but it is now possible that will happen much quicker because of the connections we've made, which I think it should fast forward the project beyond all recognition, particularly this last couple of days, and we've got another big meeting tomorrow. But just quickly as well on the DOM JOLY'ed thing, he's been away on various tours, and he finally got his Oculus working today.
Right, stop a sec. Stop. Right, I will play this now. Okay, and right. So I'm gonna you might have to go back to the AMA if you're on the AMA, or you can go and look at it on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook now. But I'm going to transition now, and I'm going to let it play. I don't think you guys will be able to hear it because the audio is going to be pushed to the live stream. So I'm just going to do that. I'll let it play. If anybody, some of you may have watched it already on Twitter today. I tried to get it out on Twitter, but Twitter's having a fit. But I'm going to play it now.
Yeah, we met him in the Infiniverse basically, and he just loved it. It was brilliant.
Well, let me play it now. We'll come back to the audience. I think it's only about 45 seconds, a minute long. So if it does go quiet, that's what's happening. So here we go.
He's doing a 2-hour show plus it's from one of his big 24-hour videos that he's done. Which we're born to. Hello, I'm Dom JOLY'ed.
Oh, that's typical.
Hello, I'm Dom JOLY'ed. Does anyone know where the joke club is? Where's the joke club? Hello, I'm in the multiverse.
Oh no, he's done that on purpose. That'll do.
Chevron, before the world's best mark, whatever. Okay, I'm confused. Oh, I'm lost.
Right, so that's just played into the live stream. There's something in that video that Twitter doesn't like, because I was watching the live stream on my phone at the same time and it cut out and is now back. So there's something, I don't know what it is that's in that video. We're not talking about anything shady, or we're not mentioning any links. I did post it to Facebook, and it worked on Facebook. So it is in the multiverse. It's in the multiverse Facebook group if you want to go and watch just that little clip that I've just played. But I wanted to make sure it was in the AMA on YouTube so people could watch that piece as well. For those of you that are here, Dom JOLY'ed is so progressive as a comedian. He's travelled the world. He's part of his comedy act is his comedy travels, and he went to school with Osama bin Laden. That's one of the stories he talks about, albeit that he was in like year 6 and Usama's in year 13, but people still associate that maybe he's a terrorist because he was oh no, we've said the word terrorist now. That's screwed the whole thing up. But Dom is really well known in the UK. He's well thought of. As soon as this breaks and we get the green screen piece from him as well, this is gonna explode big style, quicker than we could have believed and even imagined. So now is the time, and I'm like, honestly, me and Andy were buzzing this morning when we spent some time in the Infiniverse with Dom. The trouble was, people started coming and hassling him then, and he was like, "Oh no, I've got to run away. I'm gonna," and he went off exploring with took his son in there. But we're going to put his show on in there, and I think you guys will sort of see then how incredible and what he can do for us. And it's like a proof of concept, right? A groundbreaking moment to be able to now take who is a very famous name over here to a lot of the big comedians in the UK, and then also show obviously this content to people in the States. But we've got some of the guys in the States we can line up as well. This will just give us massive credibility. But the thing that we're talking about with Sizzle and Sizzleverse, which will come out soon, those guys, the tech, the connections, the ability to just get us in front of, well, possibly millions of people. Like this, the guy we were talking about, he's just built something for Gillette that had 42 million views, and he's going to build something for us for free. Well, it won't be for free because he'll want, there'll be a give and get. That he'll want something.
On his email, he did say this will be the start of a very fruitful long-term relationship, to paraphrase. So there's no doubt in our mind we will be doing business and we'll be helping each other and we'll be pioneering some new stuff.
Yeah.
And that would just be amazing.
So in other news, I think we did mention it already, but we are relisted on OpenSea now. The collection is back up. We are looking now to get it renamed correctly because they listed it as they listed it as Jungle Cats V2 for some unknown reason. OpenSea have admitted that it was their fault. So they thought our collection was too closely named to another collection, and just removed ours. They've admitted that mistake. We're back on. We are in dialogue. Well, thanks to Mark, we are in dialogue directly with the copyright department there, and they are going to try and rename the collection properly to the Joking Jungle Cats as it should be, and change the URL, and then we can really push on and just get it rocking. So there are a load of there's about 100 Jungle Cats that we are going to do something with, because those are the ones that are left from the mint. And yeah, we'll probably announce a competition to win a couple of those in the coming weeks. We've got I don't know whether Dave's on here. He doesn't appear to be, King Dave, but Dave's going to set up a treasure hunt in the Infiniverse, so we'll probably be able to offer a couple of decent prizes in there along with apartment codes. We can do some Jungle Cats, and maybe
we're meeting him tomorrow, Simon, so we're going to go through that with him tomorrow, so he's going to take us around.
Yeah, maybe we'll let the winner pick which one they want out of those ones that sat there. Have we got anyone who's got any questions while we're here? Because it's going to be a short one today, and we're definitely finishing at 5:30, so at the bottom of the hour.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't have to comment further on what you announced, right? We'll talk more details tomorrow.
You just broke up on me then, Dave.
I would say, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
I was just saying I don't have to comment on what you just announced. We'll go over more details on what's needed when you call me tomorrow.
We will, yeah. And
okay.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that we had an incredible meeting with the Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah, that's
can you tell people how big that is, Dave?
Yeah, that's huge because we were really looking for somewhere here in New York that could kind of be, for lack of a better term, a home base for us where we can run shows and mics and stuff out of there. That will also, that'll give us big credibility with comics as well because, again, any kind of joint venture, using the Gotham name gives credibility right away, and people want to be on that stage, in any capacity. You know what I mean? So that's huge.
Well, some of the names they dropped to me, and it was Chris that we met. He's one of the owners of the business, and he said, look, he discovered Amy Schumer. So
they're one of the A-level clubs here, and they even have that Access TV, which is kind of a it's kind of a local like cable channel that they do like they'll tape their shows, or a show. I think it's I don't know if it's a weekly show or what have you, but it's on TV here, like in the New York area. But yeah, they're an A-level club for sure. It brings a lot of clout, a lot of credibility.
Cool, very good. So look, that conversation is ongoing, and I'm sure that'll come. We had, when he came on with us, he was rightly probably a bit skeptical. The level of introduction that's come is off the scale, because again, it's somebody who's been introduced through Alex Stern. And for those of you who don't know who Alec is, please do a bit of research, because this man is as connected as he comes in the US, and has become, I would like to say, Andy, a good friend of ours.
Yeah, business associate, yeah.
Yeah, so that, but when Chris came on to speak to us, skeptical to start with, because look, NFTs, comedy, Metaverse, all, Metaverse, I see hundreds of, I watch the launch sites like Pink Sale, and there must be hundreds of supposed Metaverse projects on there at the moment, like you wouldn't believe. Well, you probably would believe, but the majority of those will be rug pulls or scams or hypes or hopiums. And then you got us that's delivering stuff. So, once he understood what we were doing, what we were trying to achieve, and, we had a great chat to the point where, when someone's going to be your friend. And we got to the point of him understanding how much we love comedy, what our intentions are, what we're trying to achieve long term, and how we're trying to help the lower levels of comedy as well. We're not just in it to make money. And Andy said a great thing today about the piece that Brian will look to create for us, which is the 2 pieces that are made from green screen. And I'm sure, it'll be amazing, right? When it's amazing, and we get that rolled out, and he facilitates that is what will bring millions of people to this project. But the mental health benefits that one little piece can bring. So if you imagine you've got millions of people able to access live stand-up comedy on their mobiles, brought to them by the joke community, that is huge, right? Not just for us, but for the talent, for the comedians, giving them an audience, for the revenue opportunities from sponsorship, from the ability to just get the joke name out there, and to help comedians at the lower levels, because people will be crawling hand over fist, people, to get into this project as soon as they know they can go on an app that's got 5 million users or more, right? That is just going to be...
And the impact for people when they have their daily dose of that comedy to cheer them up is huge. It will be massive. Dave, I've just sent you a private message on Telegram. Let's have a nosy.
Yeah. So things could not be more exciting at the moment. Lots of things. It feels like the culmination of a lot of incredible hard work. We just need this next week is also crucial. Look, we could be set up to be the best project in the entire metaverse very shortly, and that's not an understatement. So
all the blood, sweat, and tears. I just want to say that.
Yeah. So blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah. Sleepless nights. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And getting told off by Antoine. Yes.
No.
He's winding you up.
This is called British humour, Antoine.
I was about to say, not me, Andy. Mark.
Hey, we're both laying it. You know what? It's just it's passion in the project. Nobody's telling anybody. It's just like Andy had a comment, yesterday, like on another call, and it's true. It's like when you're too close to the project, it's good to have these outside resources, because that's why we have the core team that we have. It's helpful, and people see things that we don't, and we can't all be everywhere all the time. So it's it's good that we have people that are willing to jump in and check out different spaces and explore metaverses and just everybody brings something to the table. So I think we have a really, really very, very good core team that are very passionate. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
We do have it.
And
We're going to have to bring this to a close, unfortunately, because we do need a brief little bit of time just to grab a glass of the water and things, and then set the Rich Sheffrin up. What I was thinking, Simon, I was actually thinking of doing a video of me explaining all of the projects together and how they're interlinked, and drawing it all out on a big piece of paper, just because I think people still don't understand the benefits of all these interconnected things and how they can work. So I'm going to try and make that for the next AMA, so we can put it out as a little video. Because I think when people understand the Rich Sheffrin thing, people going, why are we doing that? It's because it just brings some of the world's biggest names who are influencers into being aware about joke. And as things progress and things start to build that snowball, that stuff's priceless. And that's even without what we've just talked about, which is probably bigger than anything that we've ever known. But all these things are important, and they all interlink, and that's why so much work goes into so many other things, because they do benefit the project and the projects in general that are all interconnected. So I'm going to do a piece on that, and it can get shared out.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, wicked. Let's we'll call this one for today. It's the bottom of the hour. We've got the Rich Sheffrin show at top of the hour. So if anybody does want to attend, we'll be live in 30 minutes in the Infiniverse. There's going to be a brief introduction from me talking to Rich. You can get to know him, and then there's a 2.5 hour presentation. If anybody's a business owner, and I do strongly recommend, if you want to meet and talk to some of the best marketeers in the entire world, that is an opportunity. Like, the people that Rich knows are off the scale, like everybody who's anyone. And Andy and I are very, very lucky to count ourselves in the very lower echelons of that group of people. Just to count on Rich as a bit of a friend now is something special. And I've had my second episode of Strategic Profits go out. I should get that shared into the community as well, because it was all about the Metaverse. So we'll do that. I'll ask Rich's permission on that, because it's normally something people have to pay for. So look, we'll call this one. Very excited to bring you this news, and yeah, let's go and see you all next Monday.